Hello and welcome to the AV Nut, where we learn us about AV. You probably forgot this channel was about AV, so today is an AV piece of equipment. This is the Sony Betamax. Oh, this is heavy, it's like 5 kilos. SRF1UM UB7 Betamax portable video cassette recorder. Now, this I bought it up early in the year, and I would like to show it off. So this is the VCR portion of it. This opens up, it's a top loader. I'm not going to demonstrate that because my power supply went and I need to buy a new one. It's just a 12-volt power supply, but I need to get one, and I haven't got around to picking one up yet. But you've got a little door at the top to see where the things are, or when the cassette is going. You can take this, it's got a nice padded thing here so it doesn't damage this at all. It has feet at the bottom, along with but these aren't feet, this is buttons. It has a little stand here, so if you want to, you can actually lay it down facing upwards. Which, okay, I've got to just turn the lights on, I'll be right back. Okay, so you can have it standing up like this, or you can put it on a table and still access the controls easily. So, these are the controls. There's the power button, the eject button, an earphone for monitoring what audio you're getting. I'll take it out of this case now. An earphone for that. You can also listen back to the audio, any tape that you've recorded on there. So light button, there's a little light in this display. This just tells you how long you've been recording. Reset, go to 0, which basically rewinds it until this is at 0. Got play, forward search, backward search, and then fast forward and rewind. 2 times play, stop, and while there's pause, audio dab, record. When you're playing, if you're playing, you can, and paused it, you can forward, slow, stop a song. I just want, okay, I'll explain it now, but it's a bit confusing how you recorded this, but let me just explain something. I'm going to play you in a bit a tape that I recorded on this, and then what I've recorded on this camera, which I'm recording the episode with. But the, what's it called, tape will be played back on this, also Sony Betamax player. Where's the serial number on this thing? I think it has one in the front. Can't remember it off the top of my head. Okay, I don't know what model this is. If you've seen this thing, you know what it is, but I'm not gonna tell you because I cannot remember it. So anyway, so that it's also spring loaded, by the way. So okay, I can't do that. I need to. So if you have it popped, it goes like that. As soon as you lift it up, it's just spring loads back in. Which is actually quite nice. So you've also got this pocket. This is the tape that I'm using. Also, got the nice Sony logo there. It's actually quite nice materials. Case, came out of the case. I'll be using this Maxwell elliptical. No wait. Okay, I don't know what that says. Epitestical? I don't know. It's too hot in here. It's 32 degrees. I'm getting hot. It's an L750 tape. This is the Betamax 2 recorder, by the way. Yeah. It's an R115. This has been recorded over a couple times because it was a guy's Magnum tape. Then I got it. I've only recorded on this thing with it. But anyway, this would have a tuner. You could get a tuner, and the guy did have it. There was a tape that was recorded with a tuner. I've recorded over it since, but the tape, it had a tuner. He didn't have the tuner when I got this thing, so don't expect me to. Now this thing, there is a bit of a problem. I'm not going to open it up, but just keep in mind, when you I put in the tape for the first time, pushed it down, pressed play, it pulled the tape in, and when I tried to, it played fine. When I tried to eject it, it wouldn't move the carriage. There was one of the little metal poles that are used to keep the tape away from touching itself, rubbing against itself in this mechanism, had caught underneath the tape. So just keep that in mind. Look at the front part of the tape here when you open it up. But it's just okay. Let me take it out of its case, and then I will. Well, let me show you the process, and it's actually really simple. So flip it over. Take these two buttons off. Simple. Take these two off. Simple. And then just take these off. There we go. And that one, and then it's free. So it does also have feet underneath this at the bottom. So let's just take that. Pop you there. Go. Hey. Stay. So it's also got these things on the side, which the strap clips into. It actually is it won't fall off. Only problem is on my strap, one of the things that clips it on is broken, so I have to be very careful. So this is the bottom of it. That is, see, it uses a 12 volt DC in. I use a 12 volt AC in. Or is it DC? It worked perfectly fine when I used it. Now you can open this and turn on and off the test signal, and then adjust your tracking as you please. Now this is made in Japan. It's a PAL Betamax recorder. Actually a really nice piece of equipment. It's only port of record. Now there were higher end models. I know there was a model that could record in betamax 3. If you don't know, there were 3 versions of betamax. Betamax 1, which on an L750 tape, which is the one that I had now, it could record an hour and a half of video. Betamax 2 could record 3 hours. Betamax 3 could record 4.5 hours. So yeah. Anyway, here's the connections. You've got your RFE out, accessory connector. This would be for the tuner, and then your power connector. Okay. This side you've got your camera connector and a microphone in. I'll show you the camera now. It's over there. Then on this side you've got your battery compartment. I don't know if they still make these. I know it was a standard for Sony, but I don't know. Now I cannot imagine people using this for like hours for a old 3-hour tape, because this thing's heavy. It weighs like 5 kilos. I have to use a 12 volt battery when powering it. So you know those gate motor batteries and stuff, one of those. And then this camera. Now let me show you the camera. Let me put this back in this case, and I'll be back in one moment. Okay, so anyway, so this is also a Sony branded one. There's a dog. Come in. Hello. Say hello to camera. Anyway, this is a Twinicon camera. It's actually got quite a nice case here. It's a proper case. This camera does have sort of a problem, but I'll explain it now. So this is the viewfinder. I'm not going to put it on now, but it is a CRT viewfinder, which actually looks pretty good when you're looking through it. Got the whole thing, just connects with that cable, and it screws on the top. Now you actually have to be really careful with these, because you can't knock them about too much, because they are still CRT TVs. Now this uses the standard connector. I know this was a standard. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I know you could, if you got the right lens, you could automatically zoom in and out. This is not the right lens. So you also have, this is also a macro lens. You've got your zoom and then your focus. The field of view is really narrow on this thing, I'm just gonna say. So you'll see that now. Okay, let me turn this over. So it's a video camera, HVC 3000p. I'm not really a camera person, so I don't know, sensitivity. This is light sensitivity. I don't know what this does. This is also light. This is white balance, but I say light sensitivity because it helps with how light it is. I put the red blue fine thing just on full red because that looks the best. Because if you don't know, this is a tube camera. It uses, the way I've heard it described before, is a backwards CRT TV to get the image, and those things do tend to go wonky over time, so just like CRT TVs, and that's why this has gone a bit wonky, but it still looks pretty fine. It's just slightly wonky. You had a remote, so you didn't have, so this is how you've got tape run and stop, so that just moves, disengages pause or not. You can lock it so this can't be pressed. Then you've got another microphone input. There's the viewfinder input. You've got the built-in microphone, which is like a directional cone. This thing gets way too blown out when you talk while holding it, by the way. Then there's remote input for if you want to control the system. For you set up the camera on a tripod and you don't want to touch it because it'll move. Then it's got a nice handle on it. It's made out of metal. This thing is actually really, really solid. It's got farther on, sharpness, earpiece. This will tell you now. Oh, this will make it so that, what's it called? This shows you. Why can't I talk? It turns on and off the earpiece on the videotape recorder or the mic. So, I can't remember exactly. I think sorry, why am I aiming there? I think this switch controls if this is activated or not. So it will make it microphone. So it will take this mic, put it to that, or I don't know. It's something like that. But yeah, it's actually really nice. It's got a nice little cap. It was really high end in its day. It was high end for quite a while here because we get technology in South Africa about 90 years after everyone else. Because well, we actually stopped really using cassettes in like the early 2010s. So, except the really early adopters, everyone was still fine with the cassettes. A lot of people still keep the cassettes. Why was that so loud now? Feels like something's broken. But yeah. So that was the Sony SLF1UB Betamax video cassette recorder, portable video cassette recorder. I am going to show you now a direct comparison between this camera and this thing playing through this VCR, because this thing, it doesn't play properly anymore. It records fine, it doesn't play properly. So let's go. Reiter van die benkie wil ek bly, vryer as die voeltjies rondom my. As you can see, this is the built-in microphone. I was going to show some of that garden. It's a windmill. Rain gauge. Reiter van die benkie wil ek bly, vryer as die voeltjies rondom my. Okay, here we are. This is me testing the built-in microphone. The tree zoomed in on full. The windmill's gone. This was taken on different days, by the way. Windmill's gone. It's fan vocal. But yeah. Yeah, from foliage to really test this in code.
Reiter van die benkie wil ek bly, vryer as die voeltjies rondom my pop.
Okay, here we are. This is me testing the built-in microphone. The tree zoomed in on full. The windmill's gone. This was taken on a different date, by the way. Windmill's gone. It's fan vocal. But yeah. Yeah, from foliage to really test this in code.
Reiter van die benkie wil ek bly, vryer as die voeltjies rondom my pop.
Hello, welcome to the AV Nut, where we're nuts about AV. Now I'm just testing this camera to test it compared to the other cameras. And foliage again to test the coding, shake a bit, and yeah, lovely.
So, those were the recordings. And as we in the business say, stay safe, stay home, and stay beautiful.